My name is Brittany McManus, and I'm the co-owner of Studio 6 Bistro.
Brittany McManus and Brady Staten opened a restaurant together in April 2023 in Cozad, Nebraska called Studio Bistro 6. The restaurant was formerly a house built in 1925 and remodeled in 2018 to become a restaurant. That restaurant unfortunately closed due to the COVID-19 pandemic. McManus studied nursing in college. However, she didn't like the politics or the life or death weight it held sometimes. She still enjoyed hospitality and decided that she wanted to continue working in the hospitality industry, but more in the food service industry rather than the healthcare industry.
And one thing I knew is that when I was going to work my part-time job at Cunningham's as a server is that there was never this life or death weight that nursing had. And so my college major had nothing to do with it, but I think the people skills and the aspect of wanting to take care of people is always just something that I've enjoyed. It just showed up differently in the restaurant industry versus the nursing bedside, I guess.
The Bistro slogan is home away from home. McManus wants all of her customers to feel at home and welcome and comfortable, just as if they were in their own home.
I think there's a really big stigma in the restaurant world that this robotic service that you get a lot of places where it's very textbook. And I compare it to when you have a TV or a phone and you turn the vibrance down on it and everything kind of goes grayscale. I think a lot of the hospitality industry has become that way, and that was not what we wanted. We wanted people to walk in here and feel immediately comfortable. Whether you're from the area, whether you're traveling, we wanted to be an inclusive and accessible experience for everyone, regardless of who you love, how you love, what you believe in, who you voted for, where you live, your dietary needs. It was just really important for us, for everyone to walk in that door to feel like the most important person in the room, and to feel like they were at home.
McManus and Staten met at Cunningham's on the Lake in Kearney, Nebraska. They worked together for 6 years and now are partners and co-owners of Studio 6 Bistro. Working together feels natural for them, and not working together feels unnatural to them.
There was no power complex, I guess. I had been his boss for so long that when we decided to do this together, it was a mutual respect and a mutual understanding of where the other person's strengths and weaknesses were.
When developing the restaurant, McManus and Staten turned to other restaurants in metropolitan areas to get inspiration. They looked at places like Kansas City, Denver, and San Francisco. They decided to open a restaurant in Cozad rather than Lincoln or Omaha because they found that a small town is more forgiving with a new restaurant than a metropolitan area would be.
So we knew coming back to a smaller community, it can be a little bit more cutthroat, but also more forgiving at the same time. And we knew that to flourish here, we were going to have to become a destination in some ways, because no small restaurant, I think, with dreams as big as we do, can survive solely off of its own small community. So we knew we were going to have to get creative and attract other small communities, and also entice people from bigger communities to want to come experience Cozad. We knew that getting started was going to take a community that was going to keep us in check, but was also going to be forgiving with us, and I think you get a lot of that in a small community. So when we were talking, we decided to do fresh pasta, which is a comfort food, but also fresh produce. Brady, the other owner, said one day, "We're going to do homemade pasta." And I said, "You have no idea how to even make pasta." And he was like, "I know." But we figured it out, and we've heard it's the best pasta people have ever had. It's excellent. The pasta is fresh every day. We cut the noodles to order. And so the tortellini is definitely my favorite, and I think the pastas are a fan favorite amongst everyone.
I really like the Cajun pasta I had last night, but my usually go-to is usually chicken or shrimp Alfredo.
Studio 6 Bistro has a wide variety of wines, liquors, and spirits. McManus has always had a passion for spirits, and her mother, the general manager, Sarah Smeckley, has her level 1 sommelier, as well as Staten.
And so the wine world is something that pairs really well with our menu. But also, I really like the spirit world too. And I think having a solid foundation for a cocktail menu is really important in diversifying ourselves and letting people know that yes, you are in a small town, but it's small town, big city feel. I guess you will find something here, and we're committed to letting people know that our product is expansive, our menu will always continue to grow, and that our commitment to being something bigger than what other small towns have seen is definitely a high one.
Smeckley was a large inspiration for McManus to open a restaurant. Staten and McManus will say that their late friend, Devin Link, has gotten them where they are today, and he believed in them when they thought no one else did.
I think my mom worked in the service industry the entire time that I can remember being a kid. And it was always something that I really enjoyed being a part of and going and doing with her. I think the main person who got us to where we're at now is probably our late friend, Devin Link. He was the general manager at Cunningham's, and we met him a few years ago, and he just had a vibrant tenacity and passion for the hospitality industry. And he let us know at the end of the day, like, it's just food and drink, it's lighthearted, it's supposed to be fun, but his passion for life in the industry really kept us going at times when we didn't feel like anyone else believed in what we were doing. And he unfortunately passed away a couple of years ago to cancer, but every day we keep doing this. We just say, like, okay, what would Devin do? What would Devin do? And so I think Devin was definitely a huge factor in getting us where we're at.
Studio 6 Bistro has brought metropolitan dining to small town Nebraska, proving that Cozad, Nebraska is a small town making it big.